Today we're joined with Kaila Jackson, a junior on the track and field team. So I know you run sprints. What events do you participate in?
The 1 and 200 meter dash.
Do you have a favorite?
I'm better at the 200, but my favorite is the 100.
Okay, so let's go back a little bit. When was the first time you kind of really thought to yourself and said, I could be good at this?
Maybe like my 3rd or 4th year. I started when I was 7, and I like hated it because it was too much running and it was hard, but I wasn't always like good. So maybe around that 3rd or 4th year is when I realized I could maybe do something with it.
And being that track is an individual sport, when you get the chance to run relays, what is it like, being that that's the basically only event you compete with your teammates?
I feel like the relay is just like, it's a chance to show like your chemistry with each other, because even if somebody is like mad at somebody, it can mess up the chemistry, and then we can mess up the exchanges, and I feel like it's one of my favorite events because it's the most exciting.
What's exciting about it?
I don't know. It just really gets your adrenaline going, and then like you don't want to be the one to mess everything up, so you try to be perfect, and then when everything goes right, you look put together.
Yeah. Going through your first 2 seasons here, what were the experiences like, and how did it boost your confidence?
Okay. Coming from high school, I was like already ranked pretty high, so I really had a high confidence level coming into college, and then it was a lot to learn. Like, obviously, I didn't have the best technique coming into college, so just improving on the little things really helped me for being on this level, and I'd say that really has prepared me for these years so far.
You found out you were a diabetic. When you first found out, what were the emotions, thoughts, and feelings you were going through?
When I first found out, I really did not want to do track anymore because I felt like I wouldn't be able to because I was sick. But the doctor kind of explained to me that once I'm healthy, like I will be running faster than I am sick. So I didn't really believe it. So I took like a little time off from track. And then one day I was just like with my dad, and we were like, let's try it again. Let's go practice. And I was fine. So that's really how I got back into track again. And ever since then, it's like just been amazing.
Do you ever, like, whether that was when you just mentioned, you kind of didn't want to anymore, do you ever still have doubts about, being a diabetic and running track still?
I don't have doubts, but I will say it is challenging because any second I can get sick while running, which happens pretty often. So it's really just staying on top of it and making sure I eat meals at certain times and I take the right amount of medicine. And if I do that, I'm pretty much okay, but it is challenging.
How do you manage, with practice, school? How do you make sure you're managing and staying on top of that?
So I always make sure I eat 3 times a day and have my snacks, but also my trainers and my coaches have my diabetic app on their phone, which is like, they just track my glucose numbers. So they're looking at that throughout practice, and they'll come and tell me like you need a snack or anything, so yeah.
When you're, getting ready to compete at a meet, what is like going through your mind, whether that's as you're warming up or, getting ready to line it up?
I'd say, so throughout the week, we like always talk about the race in each phase of the race. So from doing that, it's like kind of programmed in my head. But when I'm like actually on the line, I really think about nothing. And I feel like I don't hear that often, that people think about nothing, but my mind just goes completely blank, and I really just run.
You have a foundation. Tell me what made you want to start your foundation.
Well, me and my family are all about like giving back. So you're talking about my like track club and everything.
KJ Speed Foundation.
So we really like to give back to the community, and my dad was like my coach previously with my high school and my AAU team. So after I went to college, we kind of wanted to start an organization, and It's like a nonprofit organization, and we just really train kids, and they compete in meets. And when I go home for break and everything, I go and see them and talk to them. So it's just really like motivational for the kids.
And how is it impacting you?
It makes me feel good knowing that there's kids who really look up to me, because I always hear like, oh, the kids love you, but I don't ever get to see it. So going back and speaking with them and everything, it just makes me so happy seeing how proud they are of me.
And how do you think you're impacting them?
I feel like I'm showing kids that it's possible to be doing this at such a high level, because when I first was doing getting recruited, I wasn't fast yet. I didn't run fast until like the very end. So I kind of got recruited pretty late, and I wasn't sure like if this would be something I would be doing, but I would just say to like stay the course and stay patient, and I feel like that's what I can show these kids.
Speaking to that, what kind of advice do you give them when you have the time to go back and see them?
Well, I usually just like help them perfect their like technique and everything, and then I always speak to them and tell them that life is like going to be hard, but don't ever give up.
Okay. What are you looking forward to most this upcoming season?
I'm looking forward to all of the championships, honestly, because each year I'm always like this close to winning, but I never win. So I'm really looking forward to that, because I'm coming with like a whole different mindset this year. And I'm also excited for World Championships, which is next September. But yeah, I really want to make it to that, because this past summer, I made it to trials, but I got injured, so I didn't get to compete. So this will be something big that I get to do.
All right. Last little thing, we're going to do a little rapid fire round.
Okay.
So some of them quick, but first thing come to mind. All right. If not track, what sport would you be playing?
Volleyball.
All right. Favorite food?
Chicken.
Favorite artist?
Janae Aiko.
That's a good one. All right, hobbies. What hobbies do you have?
That's a good question. Shopping.
All right, favorite athlete?
Allison Felix.
Indoor or outdoor?
Outdoor.
Early race or late race?
Late race.
Favorite uniform?
Like any kind of uniform?
Like y'all's uniforms.
Oh. Probably the all black.
All right. Any superstitions you have before you race?
Well, I always use the same tape measure for my blocks. Like I will literally freak out if I don't have the exact one. It has to be that color. And sometimes my coaches even go and find it if I lost it. But that, and then I have a thing for like texture. So I have this wristband that I have to always rub. If I don't have it, I'll probably do bad. I don't know.
How long you had the tape measure?
3 years now, and the wristband I've had since middle school.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
All right, most memorable moment so far?
Probably us getting third at, was that SEC? Or national. Third at SEC.
Okay. Thank you, Kaila, for joining us today. That was Kaila Jackson, UGA's track and field team.